Two people, same age, same talent, same starting point. Scientists give them the same life, but not the same brain rule. Weeks later, one is evolving, the other is exhausted. Nothing external changed. No new habits, no motivation, no discipline. Only the way the mind interpreted effort. This experiment sounds unreal, but it mirrors exactly how a success mindset is formed inside the human brain. In this fictional experiment, both participants wake up in the same room every day. They eat the same food. They work on the same tasks. They face the same problems. On the surface, their lives are identical. But inside their minds, one invisible difference exists. One brain has been given a rule that says effort means progress. The other brain still carries a rule that says effort means threat. That single difference quietly shapes everything that follows. At first, nothing dramatic happens. Both people struggle, both feel resistance, both fail in small ways. But inside the first brain, failure is processed as information. The nervous system treats difficulty like a signal for adjustment. The discomfort doesn't disappear, but it no longer stops movement. In the second brain, failure is processed as identity. The nervous system treats difficulty like danger. The same discomfort now triggers avoidance, not laziness, not weakness. A protection response. This is where psychology becomes uncomfortable, because what we call a success mindset is not positive thinking. It is not confidence. It is not motivation. It is the set of unconscious rules your nervous system uses to interpret effort, uncertainty, and mistakes. Long before you decide to try harder, your brain has already decided whether effort feels safe or threatening. The human brain evolved to conserve energy and avoid danger. It is not designed to chase goals. It is designed to protect the organism. When the brain detects uncertainty, social risk, or possible failure, it activates the same systems used for physical threat. Heart rate shifts, attention narrows, emotional discomfort rises, and the mind begins generating reasons to stop. These reasons feel logical, they feel intelligent, they feel like you, but they are often nothing more than protection narratives. In the fictional experiment, the second participant starts to feel these narratives quickly. This isn't working. I'm not built for this. Other people are better. I'll start later. None of these thoughts are random. They are produced automatically when the nervous system learns to associate effort with danger. Over time, this association becomes a silent rule, and silent rules run behavior. The first participant also feels discomfort. The brain still resists uncertainty, but the interpretation is different. Effort is not coded as danger, it is coded as feedback. When something fails, the nervous system does not escalate into identity threat. It stays inside problem-solving mode. This person doesn't feel fearless. They simply recover faster. They re-engage sooner. They move again before the story hardens. This is how progress compounds without motivation. Not because the person wants it more, but because the brain does not block movement every time discomfort appears. Over weeks, tiny differences emerge. The first participant experiments more, adjusts more, stays in motion longer. The second participant becomes busy without advancing, planning, consuming, waiting, protecting. Neuroscience shows that every repeated emotional interpretation strengthens a circuit. When effort is repeatedly paired with threat, the amygdala becomes more sensitive. Avoidance becomes faster. When effort is repeatedly paired with learning, the prefrontal and reward systems stay engaged. Action becomes easier to restart. A success mindset is not installed by words. It is trained by emotional pairings. This is why advice fails so often. Advice targets the thinking mind, but mindset lives in the predictive brain, the part that decides what something will feel like before you do it. If your nervous system predicts effort will equal loss, embarrassment, or depletion, willpower will always feel heavy. If your nervous system predicts effort will equal information and control, action will feel lighter even when it is hard. Over time, the fictional experiment reaches its predictable result. One participant appears disciplined. The other appears unmotivated. But discipline and motivation are surface effects. What actually changed was what the brain learned to expect from effort itself. This is the hidden psychology behind a success mindset. It is not about forcing yourself forward. It is about retraining what forward feels like inside the nervous system. When effort stops meaning danger, movement stops requiring courage. It becomes a default. You can see this pattern in real life everywhere. People who progress are not immune to doubt. They are not constantly confident. But their brains recover from friction faster. They don't build full identity stories around every obstacle. Their nervous system stays closer to curiosity than defense. And people who feel stuck are often not weak. Their brains are simply protecting them efficiently. They have learned through past experiences that effort leads to emotional cost. So the system does its job. It minimizes exposure. It reduces risk. It keeps the organism stable. The tragedy is that the same system that protects comfort can quietly block growth. A success mindset, then, is not a belief. It is a relationship between effort and emotion. When effort becomes linked to agency instead of threat, behavior reorganizes automatically. You don't need to feel inspired to act. You act because the brain no longer treats action as something to escape. This also explains why change often begins in small, almost meaningless behaviors. Not because they build discipline, but because they rebuild prediction. Each time effort ends without emotional punishment, the nervous system updates its model. Each time difficulty does not damage identity, the brain relaxes its grip. Slowly, invisibly, the inner rule changes. And when the rule changes, behavior follows. The fictional experiment ends. The rooms are the same, the tasks are the same. The world is the same, but one person leaves with momentum. The other leaves tired. The difference was never talent. It was never intelligence. It was never even consistency. It was what effort meant to the nervous system. This is why some people always seem to progress. Not because life is easier for them, but because inside their minds, movement is not interpreted as danger. And when the brain stops fighting motion, progress stops feeling like something you force, and starts feeling like something you return to.